So, Five Nights at Freddy's have always been known for its complicated and enticing lore. Now I am an OG FNAF fan, and that means that I know little to nothing about the Mimic and so on as of this current moment. However, I do remember all the buzz about a certain urban legend, that being Sparky the dog. And no, not the mascot for the National Fire Protection Association. We are talking the dude laying in front of the rooms being all... Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Now, let me just start at the beginning. In the early days of the game's lifespan, that being literally the first game, someone began to spread rumors about a hidden sixth animatronic named Sparky the dog. This excited people, because, well, what could be better than more animatronics? The stars of the show, no doubt. We all wanted there to be more, and the search for Easter eggs and rare screens had everyone just frothing at the mouth. So a hidden animatronic had a lot of people quite excited. But everything was not as it seemed with the origin of Sparky the dog. A lot of debate began to flourish whether or not the Sparky was nothing more than just a hoax. Despite all this speculation and talk though, screenshots began to crop up on Tumblr of the infamous supposed dog, which only got people talking more. Reportedly, Sparky the one-armed dog was non-violent and would never ever attack the player. He couldn't dream of it. Perhaps that was why not many people got to be blessed by the sight of him. What a sweetie, right? He's just like Foxy. Wait, I guess Foxy does technically attack you, doesn't he? Anyway, I digress. Supposedly, Sparky would appear occasionally in the backstage doorway. Extremely exciting, and it just really got people on their toes looking out for the mystery animatronic. What could be more exhilarating, right? Another Easter egg in a game that was plentiful of them. It only made sense that there would be another one, another huge one at that. I mean, everyone has seen Golden Freddy and other Easter eggs like him. So would it be so far-fetched for there to be yet another animatronic in the midst? No, right? However, it was eventually revealed as a hoax by his creators. Tumblr user CodiaBear and Nguyen, with all of the screenshots being photoshopped. They just told everybody that, no, I mean, we just tried something. So basically, this lovely animatronic dog does not exist, or did not exist. He's made up, but was well edited in, and honestly I feel like we were just so excited to see what the game had in store. We were willing to believe almost anything. But the thing is, if you look closely, or not even that closely to be honest, you can clearly see that the creators used Freddy's body, and most likely Foxy's exposed foot and hand. Although I appreciate the buzz and the talk it created around the community, I was still a bit saddened by the realization that Sparky did in fact not exist back in the day. But hey, now is the exciting part, because although Sparky was never real in the first games, he became real. In October of 2023, the iconic Five Nights at Freddy's movie released, and then something magical happened. At least, if you always believed and wanted Sparky the dog's presence in the game, since he would be seen in the movie, ironically enough, in the same placement as he was believed to be in, that being in the parts and service room, laying on the ground. So hey, was he real all along? Was he always canon? Well, absolutely yes and no. To me, the movie doing this is a clear case of fan service, if you will. At least, like, regarding the film. He wasn't canon, but still a legend within the community. If you had deep dived just a little bit into the community at the time, he was honestly almost unavoidable. Much like Candy the cat. However, Candy is based on a fan game, but a lot of us still found Candy to be canon, in a sense, like, in her own right, I dare say. Because Five Nights at Candy's was one of the more acknowledged fan games at the time. Anyway, in the film they really do amp up the Sparky love, because there's also a diner named after Sparky, which means he's likely the mascot of said restaurant. And its menu even contains an item named Sparky's Dinner. So there's no doubt in my mind that original lore, even made up hoaxes, was thought of. However, there has been some back and forth whether or not his name was actually Sparky in the film. I have heard the name Bub come up, but it seems like I can't quite get a clear answer on that. Perhaps it was even something in The Secrets of the Mimic, but anyway, I wouldn't know about that. I'm sorry, I'm a bad FNAF fan. I'll get on it, guys, I promise. Another piece of Sparky lore that I've heard buzz about is in one of the books with the story named Fetched, where there is, or Fetch, I don't know if it's Fetched or Fetch, I'll check. There you go. Where there is a supposed dog animatronic that could also be sort of linked to Sparky as well. Quite interesting to me. And now I do realize that even though it's a dog animatronic, of course it doesn't just mean that then that's Sparky, but whatever. I digress. I want it to be, okay? So therefore it is. Even Scott, sadly though, declared back in the day that Sparky was in fact not a real animatronic, but it is just so interesting to see how far a rumor can go. In Danish, we have a saying from Hans Christian Andersen that goes, En fjer bliver til 5 høns, which means one feather becomes 5 hens or something like that. Talking about how rumors only grow, and that the word of mouth can be an extremely believable and powerful tool. In this sense, I feel like you could compare Sparky the dog to yet another internet urban legend anyway, that being Herobrine, a Minecraft urban legend. Herobrine was also never in Minecraft, and perhaps he goes more under, as I said, like an urban legend, but also even like a creepypasta. But the point still stands that he became canon in a way when an update of Minecraft stated removed Herobrine, indicating that he had in fact been a part of the game at some point in time. These sorts of rumors and hoaxes are such a huge part of what makes a fandom and community, and it will always interest me how these things come about and how the community collectively chooses to either embrace them and really dive deep into them, or kind of disregard them and throw them away, you know? But with that being said, have you ever heard of Sparky the dog? Did you believe that he was real back in the day? And were you excited to see him showcased in the movie? Let me know in the comments, please. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye!